what would you like to get better at on bass?
So, I can do a lot of things very well, but the one thing I'm very sloppy at, finger speed and accuracy.
Accuracy, like hitting the right string. Could you play me something as like kind of a before, and then we'll talk about some technique stuff, and then we'll play something similar or the same thing like as like an after? Like could be a song you play with your band, or just like something you're working on where that is a challenge.
Okay. Let me think here.
That's great.
See what I mean?
Okay, so the main thing I want to talk to you about is string crossing patterns. Okay. So basically what you're wanting to do is to be able to kind of like improvise fast 16th notes and not stumble, right? So the trick is to rehearse enough different patterns in like exercise form that when you're improvising, you're drawing at least more of the time on stuff that you have practiced. Because what's happening is you're getting outside of a pattern that your hand is rehearsed, and so your fingers are like, wait, which finger goes now?
Oh.
You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we can kind of break it down, because what you're trying to do is very complex, but if you break down something more simple, then you can like, okay, well that's working, now this is working, now this is working, and then you can kind of put it together into the complex thing. So the first thing I would do with the loud guitar in the background is just practicing different numbers of plucks per string and doing string crossing. So one thing we could try, this could just be on like open strings or whatever you want to fret, but just do like 2 plucks, 2 plucks, 2 plucks, 2 plucks, 2 plucks, 2 plucks, just working up and down.
Got it, okay.
This is going to be pretty easy, but just to start. Awesome. And then try that faster. Yeah, good. So you can see there's a speed where it's easy, and then as you increase the speed, there's a speed where it starts feeling a little stumbly, right? Perfect. Yeah, so you find that threshold where you're getting it right like 90% of the time, and then just start bumping it up with the metronome.
Oh, okay.
But we'll speed mode because we're doing 5 minutes. So now try doing 3 plucks per string.
So close.
Yeah, so if you were doing this with a metronome, I would say go a little slower than that.
So what
like find where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm nailing it 100%, and then creep it up till it's like, okay, I'm messing up 10% of the time.
Like kind of like that?
Yeah. And that's great. And you jump to the next one I was going to say, which is 4 notes per string. Because most stuff you need to do is either 2, 3, or 4 notes per string before you move on, right? And I guess the other one we could add would be just like 1 per string. So just, yeah.
Oh, geez.
And then that's the other thing is alternating versus raking.
I remember that video.
Yeah. So when you're going this way, E to G, you're always alternating, right? But when you come back down, you have to make a decision. Are you going to rake and repeat the finger, or are you going to continue alternating? And so when you're doing these patterns, you can do them all either of these 2 ways. So like, let's say you're just doing 1 pluck per string. You could go index, middle, index, middle, index, middle, and alternate the whole way. Or you could rake, go index, middle, middle, middle. Exactly, and then you're flipped. So then you go middle, index, 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 index. Perfect.
For raking, I know that's like a foreign thing for me. I can hardly do it very well. I mean, how do you recommend practicing that?
I think it would be the same thing. It's just like work these patterns and decide which one you're going to do, because the stumbling happens when you're not deciding, and so your hand just keeps jumping, and then you end up like, you know, the finger doesn't get where you want it to. So I would like take it slow, take these one at a time, and practice both of these versions. And eventually you can do what you're trying to do, and it just feels like it's all like coming out exactly how you want.
Oh, okay.
Did we go over 5 minutes? My timer disappeared. Okay, so obviously you would practice this more, but because we're doing this 5 minutes, try doing kind of the same riffage you're doing. Take it a tiny bit slower and just try to feel the tips of your fingers a little more, like kind of forget about the fretting a little more.
Oh, okay.
Focus on the plucking. And the main thing you want to avoid is one finger having to jump and play multiple notes in a row. All right, do you feel like you got better at bass in 5 minutes?
Yes.
We did it. Thanks, dude.
Oh
and
my
I'll send
gosh.
you a login to the course. I really appreciate you
Seriously?
doing this. Seriously.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're the man.
Thank you.
Yeah. And thank you to the viewer at home.